Hello? How are you guys doing? How am I doing? Oh, I've had better nights. Oh my God. I'm handling it well. But I cannot believe what just happened. So, well, it didn't just happen. It happened about 2 hours ago. It is currently 4:14 a.m. Let me tell you what happened. So, I vlogged all day today. You might be asking yourself, well, why aren't we seeing that vlog? And I'm gonna tell you in just a second. I vlogged getting my coffee. I vlogged going to the mall. I showed you some things I bought, including this fanny pack that I bought for myself at Urban Outfitters. I showed my new glasses that came in the mail today, my new reading glasses that came. I went to Meijer with Tanya. We filmed in Meijer. We filmed everywhere. We drove around. She was in my vlog. I told the story of my last Christmas with my mom, and it was a very long vlog. But I had 2 of my videos on there from earlier that I had filmed on the same memory card. And I was sitting in the driveway getting ready to go in, and I was going through it, and because I didn't want to upload those 2 videos because it would take too long to have 2 15-minute videos on top of all that, I went in while I was on my camera to delete it, right? Well, I do everything really fast. And the first one, I just deleted, so you select range, and I deleted that video, and the next one I went in and I literally, as soon as I did it, you guys, I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? Like, I mean, it was like instantaneously, I was like, what did I just do? And I hit select all images. I was like, I just deleted my whole vlog for the day. I deleted my entire vlog for the day. And it was a really cute vlog too. It was really cute. It was Tanya and I, you know, Christmas shopping for the kids. Because I went to I'll tell you all about it here in a second. It's like and my battery was dead at the end. So I had to go home because I just finished my vlog. The battery was completely dead. I was like, hey you guys, the battery's going. I gotta get off here. So I came home, okay? I was gonna upload it. I was gonna listen to a little bit of my audiobook. And then while it was uploading, I was gonna upload it to YouTube. And then I was gonna have the whole vlog up early tomorrow. So I go inside and I'm like, the last time that this has happened, I've had people reach out, like a year ago when I did it, I had people reach out to me and say, there's like recovery software that you can get, right? To recover your missing files. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna find out what this recovery software is. And so I got on the computer and I Google searched it, and there's like all of this stuff that comes up, and it says it's free, but it's not really free. It's free to scan, but then you have to like recover it, you have to pay, and it's like $80, $30. It's like all these different fees, right? So on top of that, I'm Googling like which one is the one that works the best, or which one has like good ratings, because I don't want to just download some BS onto my computer, right? So I finally find this one that seems to be pretty reputable, and I download it, and it recovers all my files. Like, it finds the file. It's so weird, you guys. I don't know what the deal is, but it recovered all the files, and they're there. I mean, literally, because like it would say like the amount of the clip. It would say like 23 minutes and so many seconds. So I knew like that it was exactly like what a video file would be, because that's like when I film it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm at the end. Hold on, it's gonna stop. And so I could see that it was there. Plus, my very first clip was like less than 5 minutes, because when I did it, it was like when I was going to get my coffee and stuff. And I remember when I was like pulling out of Starbucks, I looked and it was like $4.59, and that's like, or $4.50 or something like that. Somewhere between $4.50 and like $4.59. And I looked, and that was the very first file, and it was like 4 minutes and 50 some seconds. And I was like, it was right there. They were all there, but they were blank. Like, it wouldn't play, it wouldn't, like, I couldn't upload it to iMovie. There was nothing there. And I did it like 3 times, and I was like, what is going on? I don't understand this. So then I went into support, and I asked them for help, and they're like, it's showing that if this is what's going on, it's showing that the files are there, but for some reason they won't play. You're not gonna be able to upload them to iMovie. It's just like, they're not reading. And I'm like, I don't understand. Got a full refund. They said they're gonna give me a full refund. We'll see, okay? We'll see when that receipt comes about the whole thing. So anyway, that took me 2 hours to do. And my stupid camera This has just not been the greatest night for me tonight, you guys, as far as this vlog. But hey, listen, you know, it's like, let's just handle it with, these things happen, okay? Like, stuff happens in life, right? You can cry over spilt milk kind of attitude, okay? You can't get all upset about it. But the whole time that I'm doing this, okay, Peter the idiot isn't even thinking that I might have to go and re-vlog, right? Because the vlog has now been lost. This like hour and a half of vlog, if not more, is lost. And then I may have to go vlog, right? And my battery is sitting there in my camera completely dead. Like, it's no battery whatsoever. So about 40 minutes ago, I realized, hey, you're gonna probably have to go vlog again. And then I'm like looking at the time and I'm like, well, at least it's not 6 a.m., right? Maybe, you know? So I go and I put the battery charger, I put the battery in the battery charger, and I'm continuing to just sit there, recover files, I'm doing it again, right? I'm like so frustrated. And I'm like, okay, it's just not gonna work. It's like, it's over. Peter, let it go, okay? Hey, we've learned. This is a valuable lesson in life, right? Be very careful when you're deleting files on your camera. So that vlog is gone forever. And the one thing it keeps on saying on all these things is, do not record over your memory card or it'll never get it back. So for those of you out there that are commenting, there's still a way to, no, it's gone. I know. I'm recording over it right now because I just was done. I was like, I have to move past this. And not only that, but the dogs are so wound up tonight. I don't know why. And as soon as I walked in the house, they came running down the stairs. And so I took them outside. And Tucker and Pee-Pee are literally running everywhere around the house. And so I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want to wake Alex up, you know? And I'm like, oh my God. Because Alex went to bed at like 11 tonight on a Saturday night. So anyway, that was my evening. I'm not going to relive the whole vlog for you. I'm not going to go back and try to tell you all the stories. And I mean, I told stories on there about Caroline and I at Christmases and... well, it was such a good vlog, but, you know, it was fun kind of telling the stories anyway. So, hey, I guess, you know, it is what it is. But, I actually got Tanya in a vlog, too. Can you believe it? So, let me tell you a little bit about my day. Now that we've got through all that, I have learned in life, like, that is something that probably 5 years ago, I would have been, like, panicked. I would have been like, oh my God, and I'm just like, I just can't, you know, I can't get too upset about things like that. Stuff happens, you know, you make mistakes, the things happen in the world that don't go the way that you want them to go and whatever. I have no idea how charged this battery is, to be honest with you. But now that I have spent the last 5 hours of my life dedicated to this vlog, I'm gonna vlog until the battery dies. So that's just gonna be how it is tonight, and I don't know what I'm gonna talk about because my head is all over the place. I feel like I've told every story. I don't know that I want to tell stories twice. Oh, so anyway, I got up today, and I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's Saturday. Okay, it's Sunday now. I got up today, and Alex... he had some meetings and stuff that he had to do. I like told all this before and talked about it at length. Okay, so Alex, he had some meetings this morning, but just real early, and then he went and did all this Christmas shopping. And so I got up. It's so ridiculous. I almost want to cry, you know. But anyway, okay. So I Tanya's gonna be so pissed because she didn't want to be in the vlog. And I was like, come on, girl, just be in the vlog. You're never in the vlog with me. She's like, okay, fine. And so we were like in the mire, and she was like doing these dances where she was kicking to the side. And I go, and as soon as I turned, she saw that I was filming it. She goes, don't film me doing that. And I go, come on, Tanya, do it again. And then she started doing it more. It was hilarious. And, okay, so anyway, I got up this morning, I did my prayers and my meditations. I'm gonna try to stay focused now. I did my prayers and my meditations, and then I went and I got a coffee, and I don't even remember what I did now. Okay, I went and got a coffee, and then I came home after that, and I filmed all of my videos for the day. I filmed a video for every one of my channels today. That's my goal going into 2019, is that like every day I want to film for every one of my channels. And I actually wasn't gonna film for my review channel today, and then I was like, Tanya and I had been at the gas station the other night, and I saw that they had peppermint mochas there, and I was like, I want to compare and contrast the peppermint mocha from the gas station, from Ricker's, to Starbucks, and see which one is better. So I did that review. Go check it out. I think you'll be surprised by what I found. But anyway, I horribly did the math on that video, though. I said there was a $1.50 difference in the price, and it's like a $3.50 difference, and there's $3.45 difference in the price. I said I wasn't any good at math, but what's so funny about it is that, like, I seriously, when I said it, I thought I was right anyway. I mean, I'm bad at math. I'm not that bad at math, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I came home and I filmed all the videos, and then Alex was getting ready to come home from Christmas shopping, and he was like, I got things for you, so you have to, like, not, hold on a second. One of my goals tonight now going forward is to not turn this thing off at all, okay? So he was like, I don't want you to look because I'm bringing things in and blah, 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 whatever. And I said, okay, well, I'm just going to go because I have to go to the mall anyway because there's a couple things I want to get for you. So I'm going to go to the mall and then you can just come in and do everything. And he was like, okay. And and he brought Chipotle home, and it looked so good, you guys. So anyway, so then I left, and I went to the mall because I had some things, some secrets, some Santa Claus secrets, some things I wanted to get for him, and I have gotten him very nice things now, so we're done with that. I've got all my Christmas, listen, okay, well, I'm gonna tell about oh, should I tell that now? I mean, this is where I don't know, like, because my flow of my stories before. So, let me tell you what happened, okay? The other night I was talking about how I love to shop on Christmas Eve, and I love to do, like, last-minute Christmas shopping and all that kind of stuff, right? Which I really do. And part of it is that I really enjoy it because of, like, the hustle and bustle of Christmas, and it's always fun on Christmas Eve, and, like, everybody's out getting last-minute things, blah, 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 whatever. But, like, 3 or 4 years ago, I can't remember when it was, we have a friend of ours that moved to San Francisco, and it was the first year that she came back, and, so on Christmas Eve, she and Alex, like, had made plans to go to brunch, and Alex asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, I've got too much to do. I've got my entire Christmas shopping to do. Like, I literally had Alex, and this was when my aunt and uncle were still alive. My aunt, my uncle, Caroline, her, you know, the husband and son, and stepson and wife, and my dad and my stepmom, and Alex, I literally had not bought one thing, right? And let's just be for real, okay? I don't wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it was probably, you know, like, 1 o'clock when I woke up, and they were going to brunch at 2, and I was like, I just can't do it, you know? And we were having dinner with my aunt and my uncle, and, well, it must have been a little bit earlier than that, because Alex came home, because, like, we were texting, like, the whole day, and he was like, babe, when are you coming home? He was like, you know, are you gonna come home and, like, you know, just, like, take a nap with me or whatever? And I was like, I've got to get this stuff done. And so I literally that year, like, okay, I went in, they were having brunch at Patashoot, and I ran in and I sat down and I had a cup of coffee with them, and then I left, and our friend was like, I really wish you could stay, and I was like, I wish I could too, but I've got all this stuff to do. I've waited till the last minute. And what had happened was this thing that I enjoyed doing for so many years, where I would always kind of do some last minute shopping, which the other thing is that it's changed a lot. Like, way back in the day, like when I would do, like, Christmas Eve shopping, there weren't that many people that would do Christmas Eve shopping, you know? Now it's friggin' packed on Christmas Eve, you know? So I waited till that last minute, and so then I was shopping, and I literally was shopping up till the very last minute. I think when the stores closed at 6 o'clock, I was like right up till then. And it must have been a little earlier than that, because I can remember it must have been like 5 I got done, because we'd have dinner at like 6 or 6:30. And I got home, and Alex was like, babe, you gotta hurry. And here was the thing. He had gone to brunch, and then he had come home and, like, watched a movie in bed, taken a nap with the dogs. He had just, like, lit candles all over the house. He had enjoyed, like, such a great day, like, on Christmas Eve. And he, like, would text me, and he'd be like, babe, I love you. I wish you were here. I miss you, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And here I was, like, all, like, trying into this madness of Christmas Eve shopping that wasn't even fun, and I wasn't enjoying it, right? All just to get all these presents. So anyway, I got home, and he goes, you know we have to leave in like a half an hour, right? And I was like, is it really that late? He was like, yeah. And so I came home, and I, like, wrapped all these presents literally like in 20 minutes, threw them in bags and stuff. and then went upstairs, took a shower, and came down. And I was so tired the whole night. And so anyway, so I was, you know, had talked about this on here the other night about how I like to do Christmas Eve shopping and stuff. Now I've learned to not do everything on Christmas Eve, to just save a couple things. But I was asking Alex the other day, because now, since my aunt and uncle are gone, and we don't go over to his, probably won't go over to his brother's house till, I don't know, God, I hope not like 5 or 6, because nothing even gets started till like 8 or 9. But we'll probably go over there at like 8 o'clock at night, right? So we'll have all Christmas Day. And I said, what are you doing on Christmas Day? And our friend is not coming to visit. They have kind of like a tradition of going out to having brunch on Christmas Eve. And I think I went last year. I can't remember. I either went with them last year or the year before. So anyway, I said, what are you doing on Christmas Eve? Like, do you have shopping to do? He goes, I'm done shopping. And I go, okay. And I literally am having the worst luck tonight. It started going in and out focusing, and I was like trying to get it into focus, and I just had to turn the camera off and turn it on again. Anyway, so Christmas Eve this year, I will be spending with my husband the whole day, and I'm very, very excited about it. All of my Christmas shopping is done. I went to the mall tonight, and I got everything done that I needed to get done that I didn't have already, and I already had quite a bit of it done already anyway. And I got really fun, different gifts for everybody this year. It was enjoyable. I had a good time, and I think I got things for people that they would really enjoy. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about just low-keying it on Christmas Eve, you know? Like, that'll be so much fun. It was weird going to the mall tonight, like, and shopping there. It was, because, you know, I don't love going to the mall. I just don't. It's not, like, my thing. And, I typically, the only time I go to the mall is, like, I go in and I leave. Like, if I have to get something, I go in, I get what I have to get, and then I come out. And tonight I was kind of, like, just walking around looking at stuff. And, it was really fun, and it kind of felt like Christmas Eve, the hustle and bustle, and people were, you know, I was like, if I wasn't on my damn diet, tonight would be a fun night to go to Cheesecake Factory, because there were so many people kind of coming in and out, and people were, you know, it's Saturday night, people were dressed up, and people were shopping in the mall. It was just a fun night to be at the mall. And I went to Sephora, and I looked at these sleeping masks. I need to stay out of Sephora. I didn't buy anything. I went to Lush, and I bought more of the Kalamazoo face wash. And then I went into Urban Outfitters, and I got this fanny pack. There was a Patagonia hat that I wanted to get, but when I tried it on, it looked stupid. Okay, I was standing in line. This is so funny, you guys. I was standing in line, and there was like this guy that was like he was working there, and he was like on the edge. I was like here at like with this person, he was helping me, and then like 3 down, he was on the end. And so when I went up there, he's like staring a hole through me, right? And I'm like, is this guy like kind of hitting on me? Like, that never happens, you guys. Like, my husband gets hit on left and right out in public, and I never get hit on, you know? Like, my husband's always the one that, you know, like, people will come up to him literally when we're together and like try to buy him a drink, and he'll be like, this is my husband, but thank you very much, you know, and whatever. We've actually had some people that were like really kind of very nice about it. It's interesting. I guess it's happened to me a couple times. It's been like way back in the day, but it hasn't happened to me recently. Listen, I never get hit on. If I do, I guess I don't know it. But anyway, I was kind of like, is this guy like hitting on me? And he just was like staring a hole through me, and I couldn't figure it out. It was kind of making me a little nervous, you know? But at the same time, I was like, well, that's kind of flattering, you know? So anyway, so he said to the girl that was standing next to him, he literally is like looking at me, right? And he looks at me, and like he says to the girl next to me, he goes, I want to say something so bad right now, but I just can't. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what does he want to say? You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, somebody's hitting on me. This never happens, does it? Okay, so anyway, I guess I still got it a little bit. Hey! So anyway, and so I'm sitting there, and when I got my bag and I got done, I walked by, and I'm kind of like nervously walking by, and he goes, hey, and I turn and I look, and I go, yes, and he goes, I love your channel. He goes, I so bad wanted to yell out, beast! I was like, oh my God. I go, oh my God, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. He goes, oh my God, I love your videos. I go, thank you so much. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh God. The one time in the world that I ever think that somebody's actually hitting on me, and it's not, you know, it's somebody that watches my videos that wants to go, beast. I love that though, that was so hilarious. But anyway, he was super nice about the whole thing. I was asking my brother-in-law that when we were out to dinner. I said, I mean, both he and his girlfriend are attractive, and they're such an attractive couple, but I said, does your girlfriend, like, looks like, his girlfriend looks a lot like, and she's built like her too, 'cause she's real tall, and that Gabrielle Reese, is that her name? The one that was a volleyball player, that's who his girlfriend looks like. And I said, does your girlfriend ever get hit on, like, in front of you? Like, if you're, like, at a restaurant or something like that? And, because when we went to Maggiano's, the waiter was hitting on Sarah, Alex's friend. And I said to Fufu, I said, does your girlfriend ever get hit on, like, when you guys are at, you know, dinner and stuff like that? And he was like, no. And I go, never? She's never been hit on in front of you before? I find this hard to believe, honestly. And he goes, no, never. And he goes, why would she be hit on in front of me? Like, and I'm like, it's not about you, Fufu, okay? It's like, you have a beautiful, you know, girlfriend. Like, I'm just asking, do you guys ever assume that maybe you're not together or whatever? He, no. He got, like, real defensive about it. And I go, dude, listen, it's just not that deep. I was asking, you know, like, I just wondered, you know? And he goes, yeah, I'd have something to say about that. And I go, you should be flattered. I go, you should be flattered if some guy hits on your girlfriend, as long as he doesn't cross boundaries and she says, hey, this is my boyfriend, but thank you, you know, I appreciate it, or whatever. I mean, you should be flattered, right? And so should she. I mean, that whole situation can be handled well. It doesn't, you know, mean that you got to take the guy out, unless they say it in an inappropriate way, or they're inappropriate, you know? But if they're appropriate about it, that's flattering, you know what I mean? So anyway, he was like, no. I go, he goes, no guy better hit on her in front of me. I go, foo-foo, and then he just started laughing. He goes, I probably honestly wouldn't even know if they did. I go, well, now that's the problem, see? Now that's the problem. You need to pay more attention. I want to get them married so bad. Are you that person? I am that person in families, okay? I'm the one that, like, wants to rush the kids. I want to rush, you know, like, when are you getting married? When are you having kids? You know, we need more, you know, nephews and nieces. I want a niece so bad. All of Alex's family, they always have boys. Boys, boys, boys. 3 boys in Alex's family. All of his cousins are boys, and they all had boys, except for one. There's one niece in all of it, okay? One. And there's, I mean, it's all boys. Is that not crazy? I have a feeling that Fufu and his girlfriend, if they get married and have kids, I think they'll have a girl. I think he would be, you know, like, you can kind of sometimes tell, like, if somebody would be a better parent for a guy. I think he would be such a good dad. I mean, his daughter would be such a daddy's girl, but he would be such a good dad to a girl. So that was my exciting time at the mall. But it was so fun, and it was so, like, festive, and they were playing Christmas music, and it was packed in there. Oh my God. Some of the stores, I went into Lush, I thought, this place is crazy right now. And then I went in, I, like, was walking by the Apple store, and it was absolutely packed. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then I moseyed into Burberry. I went to Burberry, and I went to Gucci, and I went to Louis Vuitton. All places that I can't afford anything from. And if you're reaching out to my husband, you can just tell him he's not getting anything from those 3 places. But I did find a messenger bag from Burberry that I really, really like. Okay, when we want to talk about, like, things don't matter, that's true, but, like, I do like some things, and I do have to say, like, I kind of like Burberry stuff. I feel like it's just really classic. I feel like it lasts forever, and I feel like it's half the price of Louis Vuitton, and, Gucci, but still really, really well made. And the thing is like when I was looking at the stuff that's at Gucci and Louis Vuitton, like I really like it, but it's like double or triple the price of like this Burberry stuff. And I think like if you looked at my style, you'd be like, yeah, Peter's a little bit more Burberry anyway. Like I found this messenger bag, and it's a really cool messenger bag. It's very masculine, and it's like the blue plaid, and it's like all blue, and it has like inside, you know, zippers and all this kind of stuff, and it has like this double flap thing. It's like two things on the outside. It kind of almost looks like a big camera bag. It's very cool, and it was $650. $650 is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, okay? But for a bag like of that quality, I don't know that I think that that's so expensive. When you compare it to something like Louis Vuitton or Gucci, that is literally like $3,000. I mean, there were some, and the thing is that the things that I like at like Louis Vuitton, I'm gonna turn around. The things I like at Louis Vuitton and Gucci are always the ones that like, I mean, I'm kind of a classic person, true, but at the same time, like I kind of like the fun new stuff. And the thing is that in like a year, everybody knows it's kind of out of style. So I'm not gonna be, I don't have that kind of money anyway, I just don't. It was funny because I was at a certain store and I was texting Alex and I was like, in a sweater versus like a sweatshirt, what do you wear? And he was like, typically a large. And he goes, unless you're at Gucci, and then I'm a large. And I go, well, good thing I'm not at Gucci, because I'm not. But you know, like, I don't know, I have, stuff like that is so expensive. And I saw people in there, I mean, everywhere I was at, people were in there buying a lot of stuff, but I really like the Burberry stuff. The week that Alex and I got married, we gave each other a gift every day, like groom's gifts. And I gave him this Burberry wallet. It's exactly like, he got me see this, I don't know, a couple years ago, if you can see it, but this is like old monogram Gucci. It's kind of fallen apart a little bit, but I still love it. It's the same, I got him the same one, but like Burberry. And his is like in perfect condition and he still uses it. And I think the thing is, like with Burberry, is like 10 years down the road, you could pull it out and it would still look, you know? But I don't really need any of that stuff. Does this not steering wheel seem like it's like right up in center tonight? I like can't get this camera where I want it. I'm just waiting for that camera battery to come on and say that it's dying, because I cannot believe that I have no idea how long I've been talking now, but so anyway, yeah, that was really fun. And then I came home and I made my delicious dinner tonight. I'm so over this diet, you guys. I really plateaued this week too. I know I'm not supposed to be weighing myself every day, but I do kind of take a peek every once in a while. I do. It's interesting because, like, you know, here's the thing with like the weight loss stuff. You gotta pick one and just go with it. And that's why I'm going with my trainer, because like, even if you just read the comments underneath my videos, like somebody will say, well, okay, I'm gonna make something up, right? Because I don't want anybody to be offended. But somebody will say something like, you know, well, you really should drink 20 ounces of water a day. And then the next person will say, you know, studies show that you should really only drink 1 glass of water a day. I'm making this up. This is totally made up, right? And so it's like, and then somebody else will say, actually, you're supposed to drink, you know, 5 glasses of water. It's like all over the place, right? And that's kind of how it is when it comes up with like the weighing yourself. Some people say one thing, some people say something else. I know that my weight fluctuates a lot in a week, so I don't really take it seriously, but I do know that I've kind of plateaued this week and it's frustrating. And this is usually a part for me where I really, really struggle, because I'm like, well, damn it, if I'm not going to be losing weight, I might as well not be doing this anyway, and I just can't think that way, and I just had to stick to it. And tonight, I almost like was like, screw it, because Alex got Chipotle. I passed 2 Chipotles on my way home from the mall. It looks so good. He got a burrito bowl. I love their burrito bowls. I was like so craving Chipotle tonight for some reason. And then we ended up watching a movie, and I was like, and I've got, you know, candy for, I've got all these M&Ms in there, because I'm gonna do this, I'm trying to get Alex to do this video. We might do it tomorrow. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna break out some of those M&Ms and just eat them while I'm watching this movie. And I was like, no, you can do it. And I sat there, and instead I made a cinnamon dolce coffee, and I sat there and watched the movie, and it was fine. I didn't even think about having any treats or anything. But I think like that was kind of like an emotional connection, because back in the day, Alex and I used to, we didn't watch movies downstairs very often. We would watch them upstairs in the bedroom. I can remember in the summer we would like light candles, and we would have all the dogs in bed with us, and then we would like have the windows open, and we would get movies. We would buy movies, or you know, back then we got them from like the Walmart. I was talking about that on here the other night. And so we would go get the newest movies from Walmart, like 2 of them, and then we would buy all this candy from Walmart, right? And then we would buy that popcorn. Do you remember that popcorn? I don't know if they still have it, but you can get it like at Walmart, and it looks like a movie popcorn bin bowl thing, but it has like a plastic cover on it. You just put it in the microwave and it pops up, and then it's like you have movie popcorn. It's fantastic, okay? So we would each get one of those, and then we would get, you know, like a 2-liter of like Pepsi or something. Like, he likes Pepsi. I can't stand Pepsi, but anyway, or Coke or whatever, and then all these treats. We would get into bed, turn all the lights out, the dogs would be there, and the breeze would be coming in the summer, and we would watch like 2 movies. So I think I kind of associate the treats like during movies with that, because Alex and I very rarely anymore just sit there and we'll like watch TV shows together, but we don't ever really watch movies anymore. And I even said, it would be really fun if on like Christmas Day, if we watched a couple movies together, i.e. because I'm also cheating that day and I can have treats. So I've already decided Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I'm just going, like, I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm not going to even worry about it. You know, I was thinking about, like, my mom a little bit, and I was thinking about, I told the whole Gatlinburg story, you guys. I to be honest with you, I really can't relive it again on here, and I'm sorry. Maybe I'll tell it in the next couple days, but I just can't go through all that again. Not because it's so, like, harrowing or, you know, upsetting, but just because I just can't tell the whole story again. I feel like I just told it to a friend the other night. We were like, so anyway, I just can't. But anyway, but one of my biggest, like, regrets, you know, my mom at the end of her life, one of the things that she said is, it's not the things you did in life that you regret, it's the things, you didn't do or the things you never tried. And I always remember that. And one of my regrets is that last Christmas that we were in Gatlinburg, like on Christmas Eve, my mom really, really wanted to have like a nice Christmas Eve dinner. And I was on this like severe diet, right? I mean, I was so strict on this diet. I was like eating 3 lean cuisines a day. I would not eat anything else other than that. I mean, I was rapidly losing weight. I felt very good. I felt very in control of all, and I think a lot of it was about control, you know? And I felt very much in control of my food at that time, and you know, I felt good. I was losing a lot of weight. I was fitting in the clothes I wanted to fit into. People were noticing it. I felt great. Like, physically, I felt good, and I wasn't willing to break the diet. And so, like, when we went to the grocery store down there, I literally got like all of these lean cuisines. That was like all I got. Well, my mom, she really wanted to go out to dinner, and we had like talked about, there were a couple places in town that were in Gatlinburg that were having like Christmas dinners, like full-on Christmas dinners, and she was like, it would be really fun. I was like, I cannot go out to eat at a place like that, Mom. And that's always been a struggle of mine when I've tried to like get into shape, is going out to eat, and I've talked about it on here. So she just was really upset about it, and I said, I'll tell you what, I will go to the store and I'll get you, since I'm having like, you know, microwavable dinners, I said, I'll get you some things too. And she was like, okay, and she was like, would you really? And I said, yes. And so, I don't even remember if she went with me or not, but so got like a bunch of Boston Market stuff for her. And I can, my mother was somebody that just would like, I paint my mom in a very positive light a lot, but there were moments that my mother was very difficult as well. I was telling a lot of those on the vlog tonight, actually. Comments that my mom made about my mom, she was critical of me at times, and I think it was because my mom and my aunt grew up with a very critical mother themselves. My aunt was 10 times, 50 times more critical on my cousin than my mother was ever on me. And I think it's because my mother had it both from her mom and her sister that were very critical. But I can remember us sitting there eating these pathetic frozen dinners, and my mom being like, yeah, this is really good. This is actually really good. I really like this. And I can just remember sitting there thinking to myself, this is like, at the moment, thinking, I can't believe that you're not giving your mother a Christmas Eve dinner. Like, I mean, I knew that at the time, right? And I look back on that and I think about all the times that I've never been on a diet, like for years on end, and I couldn't just for one night, you know, take my mom to a Christmas Eve dinner that would have meant the world to her. It's things like that, you know, and so going into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you know, like Alex texted me today and he was like, Liliana's making, okay, I'm gonna horribly mispronounce this, hayakas? Anyway, and it's like you wrap it in this corn, like the actual corn, and he said, not like cornmeal, it's like you take like, you know, the whisks of the is that what it's called, of the corn, and you wrap it in that, and he said, she's ordering them, and do you want vegetarian ones so you can eat them with the family, and like it's like a tradition, like a Christmas tradition. And I said, yeah, that would be great, I would love to do that. And then he texted me back and he's like, well, they don't really have vegetarian ones, but they have like ones that are just made out of corn, would that be good enough? And I said, yeah, I just want to be part of it, right? And that would be fun. I was like, tell her thank you for asking. And and you know, like I was talking to Caroline and she's like, I'm so excited, I made a lot of your favorites and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know what, like I am not gonna stress myself out about this weight loss journey on Christmas. I always like get a sweetheart roll or cinnamon rolls for Christmas Day. Alex loves cinnamon rolls, so I'm gonna get some cinnamon rolls for Christmas Day when we get up. And I'm just not gonna stress myself out about it. I'm gonna enjoy myself on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, eating what I want, and then, you know, on the next day, get back on track. It's just not that deep. And I'm not gonna miss out on things in life that I, you know, wanna do. I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not willing to look back and say, you know what, like, that was the last chance I had to have hayakas or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do that, you know? Or like, that was miserable because everybody was sitting there and they were having so much fun enjoying them and I wasn't part of it. Or, you know, like, Caroline went out of her way to make these meals and I wouldn't enjoy it because I was gonna sit there and only eat like a veggie tray. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that, you know? And I don't think anybody else should either. I just don't think. I don't know, it's just, and I can still stick to my convictions of being a vegetarian, you know, and eat around that. So, but anyway, God, I was telling some stories about my mom and my aunt earlier. I'm like trying to see what the time is on there. And I was talking about for my mom's 60th birthday, it was my ex, my cousin, and my aunt and my mom and I, we all went to Chicago up there. And my aunt and my cousin and my mom shared a room. And I don't know why this keeps on sliding. It's driving me crazy. And then my ex and I had a room. And Caroline booked the whole thing, the restaurants and everything. It was so fun, the hotel. And it was like the first or second year that the W on Lakeshore was open. So we stayed there. I remember we walked in. My aunt loves Chicago. She used to go to Chicago all the time. And so she's, and you know, and I was little, I was born in Chicago. Like, my dad did his medical residency there, and to this day, my mom and dad, you know, have friends. Well, my mom, I mean, she's gone, but they have friends that still live in downtown Chicago, you know. And so so we walk in, and my aunt, she looks around, and it was like, the W is gorgeous. It's just beautiful, right? But it's very modern, and it smells, it's just like, there's a lot of, like, it appeals to your senses, you know? And we walk in, and my aunt just kind of, like, looks around. She goes, I mean, it's nice, but it's not the Ritz. And Caroline's just like, oh my God, I can't do anything right. And my mom was so funny. She was like, I think it's fun. I really like it. I think it's fun, and all this kind of stuff. And the floor that we went to their floor first, like, take them there. And there were, like, this row of stones or something on the road, and like against the wall that was like lit up. And I remember we got like off the elevator, and my aunt looked at it and she was like, oh my. So this is kind of like the critical part. We were, so in Chicago, back in the day, there was this Marshall Fields was a department store. And, which wasn't just in Chicago, but I think there was one in Grand Rapids, and I don't know where else. But anyway, but they had these mints there, these chocolate mints that were called Frango mints, and they're like this big, like little. Oh, it's gonna stop. Hold on. They're like little rectangles, okay? And they're like chocolate mints. They're fantastic, and they have all different kind of flavors, and they come in these long rectangular boxes. And so when I was a little kid, I used to love them because we would stay up there. This was like when I would go on the Christmas trips with my dad, and we would stay at the Ritz. They would put them on your pillow before you went to bed at night. So I loved them, and I always got them and brought them home, and I would give a box to my mom because she loved them too and stuff. So we were up there that weekend, and okay, like a week before that, my ex had appendicitis and had to go to the emergency room and be rushed into surgery. And let me just tell you, he was in so much pain. And he almost didn't go on the trip, but he was like, I don't want to miss this. This is your mom's 60th birthday, blah, 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 whatever. God, how long ago was this? My mom died when she was 64. This was like 15 years ago. I cannot believe it. It seems like that was so long ago. Yeah, because my mom would be 75. Okay, so at this one point, we're going shopping, right? And we've gone to like the water tower and stuff, and then we were going to Crate and Barrel has this outlet, which I didn't think was impressive at all, but my cousin loved it. So I just thought it was the same prices as everywhere else. And this was before Indianapolis had a Crate and Barrel. Now we have a Crate and Barrel, so it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But back in the day, Crate and Barrel was on Michigan Avenue, and I just like loved to go up there because they had like the coolest mugs, coffee mugs and stuff. So anyway, we are in this cab, and we can't fit in there, so it's like Caroline's in the front seat, and my aunt, my mom, and my ex and I are in the back seat. And I've got these Frango mints out, right? My mom and my aunt always critical of Caroline and I's weight, always. So I'm sitting there, and I have this box of Frango mints open, and I open it, and I said, does anybody want a Frango mint? And so, like, Caroline goes, I do, and so I hand the box to her, she takes one, my aunt takes, everybody takes one, right? We're eating them. So we're sitting there, a couple minutes later. I mean, I'm not just eating one mint. Okay, let's just be for real. So I open this box again, and I take out another mint. I'm like, does anybody else want another mint? And Caroline goes, I'll have another one. And my aunt goes, we have each had one, and one is enough for everyone. It was always stuff like that. I mean, it's funny. And like, I used to tell that story to my aunt, and she would just die laughing. She'd say, did I really say that? And then this one time, you know, this is where I like paint this really great picture of my mom. And I think like, you know, as I got super, super heavy, I mean, I'm heavy now, and I'm, you know, doing my best to work on it. But like, I think at the time that I was like 250, 260 up there, I mean, like my mother was very concerned about me, and I don't think she knew how to really say it. And we were shopping at the Edinburgh Outlet Mall, and it was around Christmas time. And I remember because we were standing there and it was snowing, and I was so furious at her. And we were getting ready to go into, I cannot honestly remember where it was, but it was like back in the day, so it was like Aeropostale or like American Eagle or something. And I was going in there actually to buy a present for somebody else. And we started walking in, and my mom goes, she like grabbed my arm, and she goes, sweetie, I don't think they have your kind of clothes in here. And I go, what? And she goes, I don't think they have like what you're wanting in here. And I said, are you talking about like the age? Like, this isn't for me, Mom. Like, are you talking about the age? And at the time, I would have been, you know what, I don't know, 34 or something like that. And she's like, oh, no, I'm not talking about that. And I go, well, what are you talking about then? And she goes, I mean, I don't think they have your size in here. And I go, oh, really? You don't think they have my size in here, do you? And I go, I don't really know what it is you're saying. And she hadn't really, my mother had not said anything about that. The one thing she had ever said to me was that she was concerned about my gut, because men that have large guts, I don't know if you know this, but there is some truth to this, that men that have large guts have a higher risk for heart disease and certain kinds of cancer, because you're storing so much like fat and things in your gut. I did not know this was true. My mother like found all these articles for me to read because she had heard about it and all this kind of stuff. She was always worried about my gut whenever I would get heavy. And you have to remember, I wasn't always heavy. There were times that I was very, very thin too, you know, and I was running. So, and my mother was somebody that was petite all her life. Like, she never got heavy. She was petite naturally. She walked, but she also was somebody that was constantly watching like Dr. Oz, and, you know, the blueberries are a good source of, you know, antioxidants, and you should eat blueberries, and you should do this, and you should do that. And it was constantly like that with her. So here we are staying out this outlet mall, And I said, oh, so I'm, you know, that big or something. I don't know what I said, but anyway. But I'll never forget what she said to me next. And she goes, I mean, you've put on a lot of weight. And I go, okay. I'm like, okay, you know. And she goes, this was what killed me. Are you ready? And this is where I always say, like, the nicest things about my mom on here. But one of the things that pisses me off, I will be honest with you, is when somebody dies and everybody saints them. And what I mean by that is that when you have a friend or a family member that dies, and it's like people thought they were like a bitch in real life, but then all of a sudden they die and they're like a princess. They never did a wrong thing, right? Let's just call it out for what it really was. Do you know what I mean? And that's not about being cruel, it's about being honest. But like, you can show vast sides of somebody. You can show their niceness and not. And I've always tried to be like true to who my mother is. I think I do I think in my videos, I paint her out to be like this wise sage that just sat around and dispensed like wisdom to the world, okay? But she can be nasty sometimes too. She can be a little critical. And I said, so she goes, I mean, you've gained quite a bit of weight. And I go, oh, okay. And she looked at me and is like, then she stepped over the line, right? Have you ever had one of these? Some of you out there are like, oh my God, this is my mother, right? Because I've told this story so many times and people are like, oh my God, that's my mom. She goes, so I go, okay, or all right, or whatever. And she goes, I mean, you're like almost a double-seater on an airplane. And I go, what? And she goes, like, you're almost to the point where you're gonna have to buy 2 seats on an airplane. I go, what did you just say to me? I was so pissed. I was so furious. So anyway, I said, I am done shopping. I said, let's go eat. So, true story. We go right across over to the Cracker Barrel, okay? Because there's a Cracker Barrel right in that same like area there. And I got like a double cheeseburger, hash brown casserole, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, and something else, right? And we're sitting there. And my mother and my aunt, too, let me just tell you, okay, because they grew up very, very poor. But if you met my grandma, my jailbird grandma, who I miss and I love, but my grandma was somebody that I think, because she didn't have a lot of money growing up, it was like very important for her that my mom and my aunt had manners and that they knew how to behave, because that was something that was very, very important to my mom and my aunt. That, you know, like, if you get up from a table and you're gonna come back, you put your napkin on your chair, you don't put it on the table. If you're gonna leave for good, you put it on the table. It's like all this kind of stuff. You always write a thank you note. You always write details in your thank you note. You do this, you know, you do that, blah, 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 whatever. My aunt, literally sometimes, when she and my uncle were places, she would stand out of the car until I came and opened the door. I mean, stuff like that. So anyway, not towards the end of her life, but I do remember her doing that a couple times. I mean, just manners. And delightful. They were delightful people, right? But manners were very, very important to them. And so we are at dinner. And the reason I tell you all that, okay, is because we're at dinner. And my mother, with her fork, let me see if I have a pen in here. My mother with her fork, okay, as she's eating something, probably a delicious salad at Cracker Barrel. They did actually have really good salads there. I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in forever, but that's where I want to go. Oh, God, maybe Christmas Eve. So anyway, no, can't go there on Christmas Eve. She's eating this food, right? And then all of a sudden, she looks over at my plate, and she goes, with her fork, she points, okay, to my plate. And she goes, you do realize you have 3 or 4 starches on your plate, right? Right after the double-seater on the airplane comment. You do realize you have 3 or 4 starches on your plate, right? Oh no, I didn't know that I was ordering a pound of hash brown casserole. I looked at her, I looked up at her and I go, could you just shut up? I'm trying to eat. There is nothing more that a fat person hates than being criticized about being fat while they're eating. Let me just tell you, okay? If you really want to piss a heavy person off, and I'm speaking, this is me. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about anybody else out there, okay? If you really want to piss somebody off that's heavy while they're eating, call them out for being fat, okay? God. But you know, today, I look at those stories, I mean, they're kind of funny in retrospect, really. And I think that really was just my mom being concerned and she didn't really know how to say it. I hope, you know, I hope she just wasn't. And I will say that at the end of her life, she did get to see me lose weight, because I did lose a lot of weight. You know, that last 6 months of her life, I lost 50 pounds and I was working out, and, you know, she got to see that. So, and I know that for her, that equated health. It equated whatever, right or wrong, that's what it equated to her. My mom loved me no matter what, I know that. I think she was worried, you know, about my health. She was always concerned about people's health. It's interesting, like my mother was always somebody that watched her health, you know, went to the doctor, did this, and you know, all this kind of stuff, and then she would go get these free, like, heart scans all the time from heart doctors and stuff. And I remember because, like, she had found out that, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, these free heart scans that they do? She had found out that she had like, a heart attack, like, somewhere, like, last couple years before. This was, like, 5 years before she passed away. She had it done. And she, like, freaked. When she died, I found that she had this folder down in her basement that was, like, when she got sick in that, you know, January, February. That was literally, like, all of this information on her health. It was, like, this huge record, and she'd, like, been, you know, always researching and getting blood pressure tests done and going to the doctor and doing, I mean, not like she was a hypochondriac or anything like that, or Munchausen syndrome. I mean, it wasn't like that. It was just that she was, like, so worried she was going to get sick. And what's so strange about that is my mother almost never got sick. My mom and my dad both are like, they never get sick. And then my mom gets sick and gets this weird disease. I just, you know, it's so crazy, isn't it? I think she didn't know how to talk to me about the weight stuff. I think she didn't want to hurt my feelings, and so then she just kind of didn't know how to edit, and so she ended up hurting my feelings. I don't know. Maybe she didn't care. She thought she had to be direct about it. Oh my God, the battery is going down. Oh, no, 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 no. I only have a couple minutes left. But Mom, I'm doing something about it now, and I'm getting healthy, and I'm gonna live my best life, and that's, you know, anyway. Well, listen, you guys, I'm gonna get off here because I'm not gonna have this end sour in the middle of me just talking. So I don't have actually any idea how long this was. Let's see, 24, I'm at 12 right now, so what is that? 24, 34, 36. And then I don't know how long I did the other one. I mean, it's gonna be close to like 45 minutes to an hour. That's an okay vlog. I mean, it's not an hour and a half that I had before, but anyway. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. I will really try to make tomorrow's long. I'm gonna try to vlog throughout the day, and yeah, get ready for Christmas Eve if you celebrate Christmas Eve. And for some of you already, it will be Christmas Eve when you're watching this, when I post it, so around the world. All of my friends in Australia and places like that, you know. I love that there are so many people around the world that watch my vlog. I think it's one of the coolest things that ever, you know, like, I never expected that from, you know, making YouTube videos, that I would meet so many people from around the world, and I think it's just really cool and awesome. So, anyway, if you don't watch another one of my videos before Christmas, I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. I love you, and if you're just watching this and you're gonna watch it on Christmas, I love you, and let's have the best holiday season, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve that we've ever had, and not going to the future with any regrets. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.